Hey. How's everybody doing? Hey, we're the monkeys. I don't know if you're old enough to remember that. Hey, we're the monkeys. I can't remember all the words to the song, but I used to like that. The monkeys. I hope everybody's doing good tonight. I'm doing all right. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas and you got all the things that you were hoping you would get. I just want to tell you guys something. I just want to be real with you right now. This year, I realized something on Christmas. It's something that I do every year, and I don't realize it until afterwards. I get my hopes up. I get worked up. I get super excited. And I don't know what it is. And I don't even know what kind of hopes I get up. But I get this idea or this picture in my mind of, I guess, how Christmas should be and how I remember it when my kids were little. And, well, now that my kids are older, they have their own families, other families, they have their own children, and I just get this, big letdown. I don't know how to explain it to you. It's not about anything other than I notice that I get my expectations a lot higher, and I have a different picture in my mind, and instead of reality, because I remember when my kids were little, we used to open presents and play games and do all kinds of stuff, and now it's just, they open their presents, it's nice to see them, but they only got a couple hours, and then they got to go to their families, so it's kind of hard. I just miss my kids, I guess. But then, you guys, I was so happy when everybody left, because it's like if I do anything, I'm completely wore out after one day of celebrating. I could never make it out partying with the partying generation because, like I said, one day feels like I was hit by a bus or something. And I don't even drink, but I'm saying the cooking, the cleaning, the chaos, the kids, the mess, just everything, and no, I love it a lot. I mean, so I'm just weird, I guess. 1 minute I want it one way, and the next minute I love my peace and quiet, because that's what I'm used to. But anyways, enough about me. That's all I wanted to say. Besides, I want to tell you guys, so I don't know if I said this in my last video. I might have. I don't know if I told you about this, but my husband, he bought me, I asked him for fuzzy socks for Christmas, right? He bought me the whole entire rack. I mean, when I got him for Christmas, I couldn't believe it. I had I don't know, so many pairs of socks, 20 pairs of socks. And he goes, well, they're only $1 at the dollar store. And he said, you can't beat that. So I cleared the rack, and I just cracked up. And last year, he got me this goat's milk soap. I asked him for some goat's milk soap. And he got me 2 whole cases, you guys. He is a bulk buyer. He likes to buy in bulk. You can't just tell him, like if he sees steak sauce somewhere cheap, he buys the whole entire roll at the store. So. But yeah, he's cute. He cracks me up. But anyways, And, but yeah, we had a good time, and I hope you did too. I see there's still all kinds of drama going on the YouTube. You guys, I gotta say this. This is so dang crazy to me. There's actual people out there making videos and yelling at Miss Daisy. I get it. People are mad because she didn't treat Miss Sherry very well. She condemned her and judged her, and that's wrong because, and I even put up a community post because, you know, none of us are perfect. We all fail in some way in our life. I fail every day. And we will never be perfect. Did you know that? Until Jesus returns. So, I'm sorry, Miss Daisy. I'm sure you have sin in your life. And if you say you don't, then you're a liar. That's what the Bible says. So, we know that you do have sin. And so, you're saying that somebody who has sin, that's not up to you to judge somebody whether they're going to go to heaven or hell. So that's what I'm going to say about that. But I'm saying there's actual people that are yelling at Miss Daisy for this stuff. And I don't know why anybody bullies her either, like bothers her, makes videos about her. I really don't get that, other than they must like stir in the pot and drama. And I'm not into drama. And I think it's nonsense because people actually make money off of this crap. And the more views they get, the better it is for them. And it's just drama. But yeah, I cannot believe. And you know, there's some scary psycho. I've seen some scary psycho people on YouTube now. I mean, you're wondering if the FBI like watches and says, like, who are these people that are crazy? Like, they're threatening people, see, you know, screaming and holler, and you're like, wow, I wonder what like the authorities think of people like this. Their eyes bulge out, they get upset, they freak out. I don't really get that, you guys, but I do know that people love drama, and, you know, they love to feed off of that. But I don't really care about that because I care about Summer Wells, so I'm not going to get into all the different crap that's going on with Miss Daisy, with Miss Sherry, with Don, with Candace, whatever, because that's all it is every single time. If anybody's out there listening that lives in Rogersville, Tennessee, that lives near Don and Candace, if you've seen something, please come forward. So did you see Cursed with Curiosity? I recommend her channel. She found the FedEx person that seen the red truck and that reported this to TBI. So I don't know if she turned it in or not. I hope she did. And because that would be good to get an answer from this person. I would have called them just to say, hey, did you see anything that day? Did you talk to the police? Did you give them your info? It's just really strange. There's nothing really new in the Summer Wells case, and I really do believe that I heard that it was like the first week of January. I don't know if it's January 2nd, 3rd, what date it was, but I heard a long time ago that, the last time that Don and Candace, that they had to reschedule their court date, and it was January something, I thought. So, You know, don't quote me and say, well, Patty said this. No, I'm saying that that's what I had heard quite a while back. Somebody talking about it. I think it was on the lab. I'm not sure. But anyways, you guys, I want to tell you that it doesn't matter what's gone on in the Summer Wells case. I believe that Don and Candace know what happened, and I believe that Don has been leaking truth the whole time. That Don has been telling us what happened to Summer this whole entire time. And I think that we should believe him, and I don't know why the police haven't brought him in for more questioning. But if you just listen to some of these clips of the things he said, I just took a couple of them because I want to remind everybody, this is Don Wells. This is the father of Summer Wells. She's missing out of Rogersville, Tennessee. She went missing when she was 5 years old. She's been missing for 2 years. And there's no clues and there's nothing. If you know these parents and you have any kind of clues to what could have happened, please call 1-800-TBI-FIND. And, but anyways, this is my reasoning for what I think happened. And it's also the reason why I don't think that Summer's anywhere around there anymore. All these people that want to go search around there, they want to search the horse pond, this Ryan guy wants to search all over. I'm sorry, you guys, but I really do believe that Don made a trade. I believe Candace, either Don came up there to the house at 5:30 and took Summer out of there, because he keeps saying, for some reason, I keep thinking it was 5:30 when I got home. I do believe that he probably did come home at 5:30, and he probably did take Summer out of there because they didn't call the 911 until 6:30. So, but I believe the reason that I believe that is because of the things that Don Wells has said. And remember what he said. Here's just a couple things he said. Listen. Hold on. I just need to turn it up. I'm sorry. I thought I had it at the right. Hold on. Okay.
Vicious acts which he thinks might have been done to his missing daughter.
Somebody has probably sexually, maybe beat the fuck out of her, probably killed her.
Number 4.
This was on Criminal Owl. She put this all together of the just top 10 most disturbing things Don Wells said. And we know, if you haven't seen this, you should watch this whole video. But, so, okay, he said that she's in some motel room. Somebody probably beat the F out of her, okay? Now, here he says he knows where she is.
I'm not fucking streets right now somewhere. Nobody's listening to me.
Donnie, we can't do anything.
I know where she's at. She's in a fucking motel room somewhere with some fucking weirdo fucking motherfucker trying to sell her with a little bit of crack cocaine. I know how it works. Somewhere hold up in a fucking motel room.
Donnie, don't let your fucking mind go there, okay?
I've already been there. I've seen
Stop
it.
it.
I'm just telling you what I've seen. I'm telling you what I've seen with my own eyes.
I believe that you have seen this.
Number 10. Again, more disturbing ideas on what might have happened. And remember, these statements were made just within a couple of weeks after Summer went missing.
I don't want to think she's dead. but it's a possibility.
Well, I'll see her in the resurrection. As long as I keep the commandments and I do what I'm supposed to do, I'll see her in the commandments. See if that's the case, you know.
My biggest fear is, her being tormented or locked in a dungeon or basement or something.
Statistically speaking, I mean, there's a good chance she's already dead if you look at it statistically.
These were the most disturbing things said by this man which came to my mind. But sadly, this list could go on forever. We don't know if he had anything to do with his daughter's disappearance.
Okay, so I'm sorry, but he keeps mentioning a motel room. He mentions being held up in a motel room. He mentions being effed. Aped. He mentions being beat up with some weirdo. So his conclusion to all of this is that Summer Wells is dead. He doesn't want to think she's dead. But look at it statistically. He says he knows all about this stuff. He knows how it works. Remember, he just said that. He's worried about her being in a dungeon, tormented, that she wants to be outside, but she can't go outside. He said that you probably want to bring her back, but, because of the YouTube, you're probably scared and you probably had to get rid of evidence. I believe Don Wells, marketed his child, his daughter, Summer, and that he knows exactly what happened to her, and he knows that he can't get her back, and he knows that she was abused and she was hurt and probably beat the F out of, like he said. And I believe Don Wells, don't you, when he says these things? He said that the TBI, from day one, when they questioned him, suspected him of trafficking his daughter, and he lost it. And he went on a drunken binge, and that's why, and he lost control and his temper, whatever, and that's why they came and took the kids into protective custody. Those were Don's words. That's what he said happened. And that's when Candace said he took all this money and took off to Knoxville, all these donations, the money, and spent it all on drugs. And then he even bragged to Josh at the lab, saying he bought these drugs, and the TBI knew about it because he was going to prove to them, and blah, 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 you guys. Anyways, my point is that I don't really think that this is a big mystery, really. I believe that Don and Candace and whoever is involved with them went through a lot of effort to hide her body. It's a possibility that Don and Candace don't even know what happened to her body now. If they gave her to somebody, I really believe that they should have checked all the camera footage around Jonesboro on June 15th of that day. They should have checked them all. The roadways, to see which direction he went. When he left, if Candace came there. Dudley said that Candace would come to the work all the time and bring the kids to work all the time to see Don. So I just find all of that strange, you guys, but I do believe Don. And I believe what he's saying here, and I think that's what happened to Summer. And he's just letting us know what happened. He's named everybody to blame for this. Everyone is suspect, including Summer herself, for wanting to be outside. It was her downfall. And his boys for not watching her. And Candace, because, you know, he's got 7 alibis and Candace has none. She's going down. He blamed his wife. He blames Candace all the time. He's been blaming Candace for many years, I noticed, in a lot of things. But yeah, he comes off like he was some kind of great father and great guy, but we know better, and we know how he talks. And I don't know. You know, you look at the fruit in someone's life, and you look at what they're producing. You know, Jesus said, you judge a tree by its fruit. You know, like a certain tree won't bear certain kind of fruit. Like you can't expect an orange tree to bear apples. You can't expect, thorns don't grow on. I can't even remember the example Jesus used, but the point is that he said, that a bad tree can't produce good fruit, and a good tree cannot produce bad fruit. And he told us that we should bear good fruit, and we know Don ain't bearing no good fruit. He ain't producing nothing in his life except for a bunch of really bad sins. And I have a feeling that something very bad happened to their daughter. But I think that Don was leaking truth this whole time. I think that he's been telling us. I mean, he said she was far, far away. He said that he told his sister, I think it was his sister, that she could be out of the country. You know, that it's easy to get out of the country, but it's not easy to get into the country. And he knows that. But, he knows all the scenarios, but I think he knows what happened to Summer. And if that really is, and if my suspicions are true, man, you guys, they're in for a world of deep, deep trouble. And, I used to think, well, maybe they're telling the truth, or maybe, I tried to believe them. I really did at different points along the way. And the thing is, you guys, I have watched too many parents, too many documentaries, crime documentaries, and cases where the parents lie so dang good. You would not, it's just so shocking to me, the way that some of these people can bald-faced lie, claim their kids are missing. They're not missing. They did terrible, terrible things to them. I don't know if you heard that Ruby Franke and Jody Hildebrandt, that they both pleaded guilty to these child abuse charges, and they did some pretty horrific things to them kids. And they even told them that they were demon possessed, and they made the little girl even said she thought she was, possessed. This is the air of some of these churches thinking, Chad Daybell and Lori, look at how their visions and their prophecies that they thought, they really allowed their imaginations. And I'm telling you guys, Satan is real. He really is. God is real and Satan is real. There's a dark and an evil side to this world, and then there's righteousness and light. And God is light, and in him it says there's no darkness in him at all. And I'm just saying that the enemy, Satan, knows how to work in people's lives and to even fool people like Lori and Chad with these fake visions and these fake dreams until they follow them. And yeah, they followed them all right, but they got, they're facing the death penalty. And that's how the devil will deceive you, trust me. He comes as an angel of light, and then he deceives you. The Bible says that he comes to kill, steal, and destroy. And he lies. And he will trick people. He uses demonic familiar spirits to make you think that you're talking with someone who's dead. I know all about spiritual stuff. I attended a church for many years, and this was years ago when I was young, that actually did deliverance on people who were possessed by devils. And I watched it in action. And when you see a 400 to 500 pound man being thrown in the air and around the house by demonic spirits, you will know that it's not a game. This man tried to kill his wife and do all this stuff. It was just crazy, insane. And I just know that demonic spirits are real. And if you want to open the door to them and entertain them and think that they're okay, people who talk to spirits and say, oh, you're okay, I'm sorry. You have opened yourself up to a whole world of trouble. And people used to have horrific dreams that demons used to haunt them and harass them. And these people would have horrific dreams. They would feel like they were choking. Their kids would cry because they would have bad dreams at night. And I'm telling you, I even had an experience once where some guy that was a witch of a satanic place that I didn't even know, he came to our church, put his hands on me, and was praying for me. We were all up to the front of the church, and I didn't want him to touch me. I guess I really didn't even pay attention to him. And I come home, and there was demonic activity. Doors were slamming in my house. There was footsteps going up and down the stairs. My kids were crying. They were scared. And I was scared to death. And I actually had to call the ladies from my church to come over and pray. And get that stuff out of there. But you know what the first thing they asked me? They asked me, who laid hands on you? Because these kind of things can come from as simple as somebody putting their hands on you to pray. And people can impart demonic entities and spirits. That's why you don't dabble in things like that. God strictly prohibits against soothsayers, astrologers, witchcraft, psychics, fortune tellers, all those things, and those that talk to the dead. God clearly judged whole nations for that kind of activity. And he came with destruction on some of these people and places that did those things. And I don't care what people do if they want to do that. But I just want to put the message out there to let you know this is a very serious, real thing. And this is no game to be playing. And look at what it can lead you to, like Chad and Lori. like other people who think it's okay. I don't know. I think it's very deceptive. That some of these people are following just what psychics say. I'm sorry. And I'm not trying to be rude or anything. I'm not saying that people can't have a gift of like, you can sense that something maybe happened, or, get a pre-warning, something in your spirit. But it's absolutely wrong to go speaking to the dead or to other spirits or doing anything to summon them or doing these readings, tarot cards, talking to these spirit boxes. It's wrong, you guys. And I'm not trying to be mean to anyone. And I'm not judging anyone. And if you think that's right, you go ahead. But I'm just saying to you, because I love you with the love of God, that you need to be careful. Because it's very, very dangerous. Okay? I'm sorry that I added that little bit of preaching on there. But my point is that people can be deceived by this stuff, and tricked. And it just usually only ends with destruction. And this is just my opinion only. It doesn't matter, I guess. Some people might agree with it, some people might not. But I'm telling you that I don't believe that Summer's anywhere around there. Now, I believe she was. But I don't know, I think they traded her to someone, they gave her to someone. And, but I don't believe in some carnival that Summer was at. Somebody came to a carnival and took pictures of her and all this nonsense. I do not believe that whatsoever. I mean, we'll see, right? If that turns out to be true, but you gotta be careful listening to some of that stuff. I listen to a lot of dreams and visions, prophetic dreams and visions on YouTube, and there's a lot of them. And it's interesting all the different warnings different Christians get about what's going to happen. God will give you a revelation. I said that. He will. He'll give you a vision. But he doesn't do psychic readings and stuff like that. But even them, some of the people who have these prophetic dreams, they never did come true. And they try to claim this or claim that. So we really need to be careful. God holds us accountable for the kind of information we might mislead somebody with, Miss Daisy, because you can't judge others the way as harshly as you did, and it just turns people off, and they don't want nothing to do with God or anything to do with him at all. So, I get your point, Miss Daisy. I know you were trying to, say it's wrong, but you didn't know Miss Sherry's situation, and you were not in her shoes, so how can you judge? You can't. So, you can't judge another person and their walk. That's between you and God, how you walk with him. That's not up to me to say, well, I'm not being judgmental. I'm not trying to be judgmental when I talk about psychics or mediums. I'm just saying to you what I know from experience, and I know what the Bible says about it. I did not say you're going to go to hell. I did not say any of that. I said it's dangerous, and there are physical and spiritual consequences for it. And I don't know, the Bible says it comes with a curse. So that you'll be cursed if you do those things. But Jesus can save people and heal them. And so nobody's beyond forgiveness. I'm sorry. If you did things in your life that you feel bad for, you can be forgiven by Jesus. You need to tell him and talk to him about it. And especially not to Miss Daisy. So, I'm sorry, Miss Daisy. I'm not trying to be rude to you. But I'm going to say this again. Who cares what Miss Daisy's doing or saying over there? I don't. But I'm seeing a lot of people that got to do a video about her. Let's focus on Summer Wells and Michael Vaughn and Orrin and Orson West. All these children that are missing. That little Lena girl that I don't know where she was from. I think she might have been from Palestine or Pakistan or something like that. I truly believe that her parents sent her back there. Or married her off to be like a child bride or something. I don't know. They did something. Something happened. The parents know what happened to her. I believe that. I don't know how the West Boys, how their foster parents got rid of their bodies, but they did. They did something with them and put them somewhere. The police believe that Michael Vaughn's deceased and that these people, one of these suspects put him somewhere. I don't know. And I can't say if that's, really what happened to Michael Vaughn. None of us can. Because we won't know until they take it to court. But I really do believe Don. I believe Don Wells in the words that he says and the way that he acts. He has, I believe, leaked truth all along. So, whatever. People can argue about this. People can try to guess. People can just keep going on and saying, well, do we think Candace is the one who did this? Or do we think Don did this? Or, you guys, they both know what happened to Summer. There is no doubt in my mind. And they did do something to Summer. And there was an abduction. They abducted their own child out of their yard. They put her in the vehicle. And they met somewhere. And they took Summer out of there. And that's my opinion. My theory. And I believe Don. When he says that he believes that Summer's no longer with us. And that she's not nowhere near there. And that somebody already had her in a motel room. And they had to get rid of and did stuff to her and had to get rid of evidence. So I think the police should believe him too. And I think they should be going and putting handcuffs on him. I hope they do. And these people who want to say, oh, I hope Don and Candace don't get them boys back. And Robin putting out her stuff and nonsense. And Tim Mullins and Don and all of them. Listen. Don and Candace are still suspects in their own missing child case. Summer has not been found. There's no proof of life, and I don't believe they'll ever get them boys back. But especially not until Summer can be found. Because they believe that this is involved. Otherwise, they would have let them talk to them boys, and they didn't want them to. They won't let them have any contact with them. And that is for a very good reason, because I believe a trial will come up and they will be held accountable for what they did. And these are only my opinions, and everyone's innocent until proven guilty. I know people probably get sick of hearing that because I do too. But hey. But anyways, you guys, that's all I wanted to talk about that I believed on. Don't you? Please leave, your comments. Let me know what you think. Don't leave me nothing nasty. I'm not saying nothing nasty to you or anybody else, so don't leave me nothing nasty. If it's Miss Daisy and she don't like what I said about her, well, she can leave me something nasty if she wants to, and I'll deal with her later. She doesn't bother me like she bothers all these people, but you know why? I don't watch her. I don't listen to her. I don't care. I can't take her voice, and I can't take the bull crap she has on her channel, so that's why she ain't irritating me. So, anyways, you guys, I hope you have a good week. God bless you. I love you. I hope you have a happy new year because that's coming real quick, you guys. Oh, I hope we all do have a happy new year, and I hope we get a miracle that these kids will be found. Keep on praying for them. All right, you guys. God bless you. Good night. Bye.